The Raptors take care of business against the Houston Rockets, 107-104. Welcome to Raptors Tonight, live from Real Sports. I'm Randy Urban, joined by Jack Armstrong, Alvin Williams, and Sherman Hamilton. You guys okay over there?
I don't know anymore. Say Alvin Williams or Alvin Williams?
Alvin.
Oh, Alvin? Okay.
I got it right, I think. Jack, I'll start with you. The Raptors got beat pretty badly in Houston, but tonight they took care of business. How did it happen in your eyes?
I just thought they played it wasn't a perfect game by any means. I thought they played forcefully in big moments when they needed to, and they didn't crack down the stretch. They bent a lot, but they didn't crack. It was close, but nonetheless, I just thought I thought Jakob Poeltl came up with a huge loose ball that really secured a possession for them. I just thought he quickly is starting to get a little bit more each game in tune with each other, which is important in this league for a point guard and a five-man. And Scotty Barnes, look, he saw a lot of attention defensively tonight, but he was very unselfish. And R.J. Barrett made plays when it mattered.
Yeah.
So, hey, look, it's not going to be perfect, and they added a few new guys today, so it's going to be incomplete and discombobulated for a while. But hey, they won. That's what counts.
Yeah, Al, what stood out from you in terms of just securing the win? What were your impressions?
Defense early on.
Yeah.
That first 3 quarters actually, they played defense. The fourth quarter, they became a little disconnected. They didn't give that full effort. Like that last shot that Jeff Green got the wide open, elevator door closed, and no one even attempted to go out and contest. Yeah. And I think that translated into those offensive rebounds. They tried to challenge a few calls, but they weren't in position, and they didn't play with that intensity. But it was a big bounce-back game from the first time they played last Friday. Mm-hmm. And Jakob Poeltl, to me, was the difference maker because he wasn't the same one that he was there. He just came off the injury, so he was very physical, and he had that big-time presence all night.
Yeah, other than that first game he came back, Sherm, he's been amazing lately, really fitting in seamlessly with what they're doing offensively.
Yeah, well, we're used to that. I mean, he's a high-efficiency scorer. I mean, he's going to shoot around 60, 70% from the floor. Defensively, he was so good. I mean, 6 blocks in this game, and he challenged a few other shots that were altered based on his presence. And then, he had 3 steals. So the back line of your defense is there. And I think what we saw without him in the lineup was an exposure of being blown by on the dribble. Now there's no one at the rim to really contend. And all of a sudden now you're just giving up buckets and fouls and consistently, falling behind the 8 ball. But there are a few things in tonight's game to me that stood out. And when the Raptors do these things, they have success, creating second chance opportunities. They had 16 offensive rebounds. They had 19 second chance points. That's aggression. That's going after it. The other thing is they created turnovers. They forced 22 turnovers, scored 29 points off those turnovers. And that translates into me one of their most important stats, the transition game. They had 22 points on the break. When they're running, they're turning people over, they're playing in the open floor, that's when this team can have a lot of success. Because as guys know, while you're trying to figure out everybody's position in this situation right now because there are a lot of moving parts, do things that make it easier. Don't play in the half court all the time if you don't have to. Get out in transition and make things happen in a numbers game, and I thought they did a great job of that tonight against Houston.
You guys both mentioned the defense. The defense on Shenjun was great. This is a guy that's a borderline all-star, coming in averaging 21, 9, and 5, and really the Raptors, limited his touches and his effectiveness.
Every time he saw the ball, he saw a double team.
Yeah.
And I don't think Houston did a really good job moving him around and getting him in positions for a quick catch and a score. He caught it, and right away he was being attacked, and he didn't have a chance to trigger. I thought the Raptors did a good job and then scrambling out. To Alvin's point about their defense and Sherm's point about turning them over, I just thought they came out and they had a good, solid, aggressive game plan, and they executed it. And look, when you take away their best guy that's available, because Fred VanVleet wasn't available, that really makes a big difference.
Al, after the game, Poeltl talked to Savannah about just, it's difficult with guys being traded, and they've got 8 guys traded this year, which is a pretty substantial amount. He sort of mentioned that it's you can settle down now. You can be a little bit more comfortable. You know who you have. Did you feel like that was the case tonight? Like, it seemed like they were just, despite having all these random guys, there was some cohesion there.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, every start of every season, a few things I always talk about, right? Chemistry, right? Camaraderie, all of those things. But then you have a season where guys are moving, everybody's going this place, a new lineup or whatever. So it's very challenging when you're doing that. And when you have that understanding and that structure, you get that point in the season, yeah, people can relax and you can play better basketball. That's human nature. So I think one guy, Bruce Brown, he looked like he had a little more pop. He had more pop today, and his name's been circulating a lot since he got here. And this is a guy who signed with the Pacers thinking that's where he was going to be.
Right.
Wasn't there for half the season, so his mind is probably all over the place. And once he got here, they were talking about, is he going to be here, is he going to go? So I think overall the team, they definitely can settle, but then it's going to be another transition when the two new guys have to play. So now how do you insert them in a lineup? So it's always going to be a challenge. It's going to be a challenging season for everyone.
Sure, and with regards to Bruce Brown, I think everybody talked about him because he can help contenders, and that's why the conversation around him was so fluid like that. But when you think about it, he's only 27. He has a real opportunity to, mesh himself into this group, don't you think?
Well, yeah, and when you think about the young core, I mean, one thing they're trying to do is put the right veteran presence around them. And it's important to have veteran presence that can still produce on the floor as well. And he can still produce. I mean, coming from Indiana, he was having his best offensive scoring year so far. And it's rare that a guy comes from a championship situation and then bounces around like that.
Yeah.
And to me, a guy like Bruce Brown, not only is he a good complementary piece, but his number, contractually wise, is usually a good number to be added in or to be a part of a move. So you're kind of good enough and you get paid the right amount that you're usually a piece in a trade sometimes. So it's unfortunate. It's great for him that now he can kind of, as you mentioned on the broadcast, he can buy a crib, settle down and buy a crib here. But, it's a good thing to have that settled feeling for the next 20, 30, whatever, how many games they play, that you're going to be a part of this building situation and get an opportunity.
We talked about R.J. Barrett's efficiency the last show. He's shooting over 55% as a Raptor, but his vision on the floor has been much improved. 7 assists tonight. Do you see him facilitating more than you thought he was capable of?
I said it the day they brought him in. I mean, this style of play is much better for him. I think he's a guy that is much better in motion, cutting, freelance, read and react, than a guy that is comfortable playing in more of a structured, hey, go stand in the corner, your option number 3, we'll get to you when we figure it out. And to me, I just think this fits him. He plays with pace and with alertness and awareness, and he sees the game. He knows what the other 9 guys are doing. He can make plays on the move. He can put it down. He's got a little riverboat gambler in him. He's willing to take it at you a little bit and take risks.
Yeah.
With all due respect, OG Anunoby is more kind of Freddie fundamental type, kind of steady Eddie.
You're coming out with some.
But that's what he is. I mean, OG is more solid, but really good.
Yeah.
And I look at RJ, he's a little bit more daring.
Yeah.
And to me, I think sometimes in the way they're playing, it suits his game.
I love getting Riverboat Gambler into the show. I mean, it's
well, he has a little bit in him.
Yeah. Scotty Darko mentioned in the presser that you and I were watching together today that they're getting.
We weren't watching it together.
Well, we were in the
same room.
Yeah. we were close by. He was talking about Quickly and Scotty sharing the point guard duties, 50-50, and then Scotty running it full time with the bench mob or the bench guys. Do you like that? Do you think Scotty should have it as often at the one position?
I think it's a good mixture. Yeah. I think Scotty's the type of player, he's a unique player. You can put him in different positions. You can put him with the ball in his hands, but I think it's important to keep him engaged when the ball isn't in his hands. There's been times where he'll sit in the corner and he doesn't feel like he's part of the action, but today I thought they did a good job. When they felt like they were going away from that, called a quick timeout, got him the ball, he got it right to the free throw line. And then that kept him engaged because that rebound that Pirtle got to solidify the game with that possession Scotty initiated that. He went from the corner and crashed the glass. Where we saw in OKC in those overtimes, he was just sitting in the corner. And he'd get back on defense. He wasn't engaged. So I think the Raptors got to do a good job of keeping that mixture. I've been in that situation as a point guard, and then we traded for Chris Childs. And then I was moved to the 2. And then I remember when Jaylen Rose came, I was moved to damn near the 3. And Jaylen Rose was everything else. So I think it gives your team versatility. And I think Scotty is the type of player where he's a unique enough player that is an added advantage for the Raptors.
And Sherman, I think it was the first play or the second play on defense. He was clapping, he was in his stance, he was getting fired up guarding Jalen Green, full court man to man. How do you keep him? I'll ask this question. Is it too hard to be fully engaged defensively and offensively?
I think players need to be challenged to do that. You think about they're playing at the highest level, and some people understand that they get paid to score the basketball. There's expended energy on that side of the floor, and they're not willing to give it up on the defensive side. A guy like Scotty, who has that versatility across the board, listen, you can't have that much skill and not use it on the defensive end. Physically, he's gifted with that kind of length and that strength and that build. So, and the good thing about Scotty is he wants to play defense. This organization demands him to play, but he wants to do it anyway. So I think it's a good thing. It's the consistency with any young player, getting them to understand that it's an every play, every game thing. You can't take games off. You try not to take plays off. When you're on the floor, you want them to give it up. And the more time and the more reps he gets and the more games he gets under his belt as a pro, he's going to understand that when people lock in on you, you got to respond, and I think he's going to figure that out.
All right, let's pause it there for now, and let's bring in our fan of the night. Please welcome in Cooper Aroyave. Cooper, come on in. Let's go, bud. Get in here. Come on, Cooper, have a seat. How are you? Tall guy. Have a seat. You know these guys? Jack Armstrong, Alvin Williams.
I watch him on TV all the time.
Sherman Hamilton.
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
You have a question or comment?
So I've been playing basketball on my team and stuff, and just wondering, overall, how can I become a better basketball player, or on my team and stuff, and how can I become a better basketball player?
You saying the team, the Raptors as a team?
Or
Him, man.
How you become a better?
Sorry.
Let's go to coach.
Let's go to coach.
I couldn't hear the question.
He wants to know how he can become a better basketball player.
Well, geez, I mean, you got to practice. You got to put the time in. Input equals output, right? You got to, you got to literally work on your ball handling, your shooting, your passing. But your skill base is really important. So putting the time in and getting out, working every day at it. And these two guys are a testament to that. Maybe not, but these two guys are. Alvin and Sherman could tell you better than me.
Is there one specific skill that you think?
No. I think identify what better looks like to you, right? A lot of people think they're good and they're really not that good, or they're good at certain levels. There's a lot of levels. So I always talk about, first of all, your approach, your attitude, your ability to be coach, because you have a coach that's giving you instruction. So the ability to learn and listen, then execute. And then that's not going to be enough. It's what do you do on your own time? And your own time has to be a commitment to becoming better. So first you have to have a picture of what does that look like, right? What does looking better look like? Is it points? Is it defense? Is it all of those things? Put it all together. But I think first and foremost is always your attitude, your character, and your ability to be coach.
I mean, these guys said everything I would say, but I would add this. Every day make a conscious decision to get better. Every day when you wake up, tell yourself, I need to get better. And that should lead your process, whether it's working out with the ball, whether it's working out in the gym, whether it's going for the runs, whatever you're doing, start your day by saying, I'm going to be better today. And if you live by that, whatever you do, you're going to have a chance for a lot of success.
And I'll say you got to love it.
Yeah.
You got to love it. You look at a kid he's not a kid anymore, Fred VanVleet. He loves it.
Yeah.
He loves it. And you know what? He's gotten to the level he's gotten to because he loves the game and the game loves him back because he doesn't cheat the game.
Yeah.
You ready to
And be
shoot?
patient.
Be patient.
That's
Be
a good
patient.
point.
You're not going to be better tomorrow. It comes in
Yeah.
it comes in grooves. It comes in times. It comes at different times, at levels. You're going to have this go up, drop. You're going to have moments. Just because you have a bad moment doesn't mean you're not getting better. Everything you can learn from and take advantage of and continue to get better from that.
No, that's great advice.
I got to take this advice as a broadcaster. I need all the help I can get.
The money you guys
I
can
got
charge
plenty of bad days.
for consulting. Cooper, you ready to shoot and spin for a prize? Let's do it.
Here's your chance to get better, Cooper.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
go,
yeah,
baby.
yeah.
Let's
Chance to
go.
get
We
better.
got it.
Come on,
We
baby.
got it.
Let me know right now.
Give it a spin
got a
first.
chance.
We got gift card up there,
Shoot that
socks,
thing and break
Tell
backpack.
yourself
Here
today
we
you
go.
wanted to
Spin
get
the
better.
dial. Here we go.
If there's
We
a
have
basketball,
tickets. We got tickets.
we got
too.
tickets up there.
Oh, a toque.
Toque's not bad. All right, you ready to shoot for it?
It's warm weather here in
Yeah,
Toronto. You
yeah.
don't need one.
Here you go, Cooper. Yeah, right from the line.
Oh, he's
There
ready.
you go.
He's
There
ready.
you go. I like it. Here's, let's get this toque here for you.
Yeah.
There you go, Cooper. Do you have a shout out you want to say to anybody at home watching?
was light
I
work.
would say my mom.
Nice.
She helped me and stuff. And, like, helped me play basketball. Helped me like on my team and yeah, probably my mom.
Love it, man. I love it. Thanks
All
for
right.
doing this, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Good job,
Thank you, Cooper.
All right. Great
Hey.
job, Cooper.
That was great advice.
Cooper got
light.
training
I'll tell
the
you this.
Jimmy.
First person that ever stepped right up and made the
Made
first
the
one.
shot.
Yeah,
We
no,
had
I'm-
things in the window. We had the cameras getting knocked over.
Yeah.
We didn't knock that
Made a
thing down,
decision.
baby.
Yeah.
Cooper, good job,
Made a
Cooper.
decision. He was going to get better right now.
Right now, like there was no
He's 1-2
hesitation.
better
there.
right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah,
I
me
think
and
Cooper
Scully.
wants a piece of you, Randy. That's
No,
You
Randy
probably
doesn't
did-
want a piece of Cooper.
No. I'm old now. I'm retired. Let's talk about Fred.
Box now.
Yeah.
He does classes, weightlifting classes.
All right.
He does a
We're not going
weightlifting
there.
class.
Yeah, I do a little bit of
We're not
boxing.
going there.
No, normally you go, I went to work
Lift some
out,
weights.
went to pump some weights, lift some weights. Went to weightlifting class. The heck is that?
It's pretty fun.
Special workout, man.
It's a
He's
good
one of
workout.
those guys, he needs an organized activity.
Yeah. You know, there's motivation. Other people around,
You need
right?
playtime.
Yeah,
I get it.
yeah, a little bit
I
of
get it.
music, you know. Yeah.
All right, he's got you. He's got you pinned.
I got it. Fred VanVleet made his return today. I thought there was a lot of good energy in the building with him there. You know, the fans obviously appreciated what he's done. Was there some moment that stood out to you during the championship run from Fred?
Wow. I would say the game in Milwaukee, I cannot remember. I think it was game 5 where he made all those threes.
Yeah.
I'm drawing a blank on how, you know, that to me was, I mean, as clutch a moment. That game was going back and forth.
Yeah.
And he broke their spirit. He, as great as Kawhi was, and Kyle Lowry and Marc Gasol and all the other guys, he broke their spirit. That night, he broke them in Milwaukee. And the crowd was all over him. He kept making daggers. And he'd step 2 feet further away and make another dagger. He took their heart from them.
And he struggled in those first couple of games against
Yeah.
Milwaukee, really a lot. So, is there something that stood out for you, Al, from that run?
I can't remember. The bounce back, his bounce back,
Yeah.
that was a phenomenal bounce back. I thought he was toast. I'll be honest with you, but I've never seen anyone bounce back from those type of performances. It looked like he couldn't even get a shot off.
Right.
It looked like you say, is he big enough? Is he small enough? Whatever. And he just came to your point, and he just showed a lot of heart. But I will say this is a testament to the Raptors in this city and the country, seeing how the former players, ex-Raptors are received when they come back. I was here when Tracy McGrady decided to go as a free agent. Didn't ask for a trade or anything. He decided to go to the Magic. And the way he was received coming back, it was just like everything that you did. And he didn't do as much as Fred, of course, so he wasn't here as long, but Chris Bosh, I've seen that. Of course, Vince Carter, different circumstances, but it's good to see the former players come back and get acknowledged and get the love and people showing their appreciation.
Sure.
Yeah, Fred, to me, was always a natural-born leader. He walked into this franchise undrafted and had to work his way in to make this team, but he was always a leader. And the greatest thing about Fred that I've observed over his time as a Raptor was because he was a leader, he knew when to follow. And the best leaders know when to follow. And he followed the leads of like a Kyle Lowry in terms of how he played. You know, when Kawhi was here, he followed that lead. But he on his own has always been a leader. And that leadership quality, it came through in the G League time that he played. You saw it there. You saw it when he was kind of rallying the troops. Even when a Kyle Lowry was there, Fred's voice mattered. That leadership is invaluable. And it's no surprise that, as these guys said,
Hey, you're supposed to get Grady over there, man.
that he did what he did
My
in
bad.
terms of, that's your boy?
That's Grady Dick.
I know that.
He was over here waiting, trying to get on the show. Wow,
He's waving to Randy because he's a big fan of Randy.
Everybody.
I didn't even see him. I was looking at Sherm.
No, don't do that.
No, he wanted you to acknowledge him like you're that big a
man.
deal.
Don't do that.
My bad.
Yeah, Grady Dick, he's trying to get your attention. Like, hey,
That's
man,
how you blow people
that's
off.
Randy Urban,
No,
man.
that's good. Marco.
You're legit.
Nah, I don't know about that. Let's talk about the new guys that got traded to the Raptors, Kelly Olynyk and Ochai Agbaji. What can these two guys bring?
Well, I love the Baji at Kansas. He just is a forceful defender. Obviously, he hasn't shot the ball well yet as a pro, but I loved his potential coming out of college. Only time will tell. And Kelly Olynyk is a great fit in the pro game today. He's a smaller five that can stretch the floor, and you can really open things up for your team. And if you play a little bigger and put him at the four, he rebounds well enough for his position. He passes it, he shoots it, you can run actions through him. He's a good pro and a good fit for kind of what they've lacked.
Yeah. Ochai's jacked too. He does a lot of lifting classes. For sure.
He lifts weights. He lifts weights. He doesn't do weightlifting classes.
Yeah.
I'm sure he has a trainer.
I got a
He
trainer.
does
He
weight.
just talks to 60 people at a time. What do you think he can bring?
A lot. I think if he gets the opportunity, one of those players, you get an opportunity. He's unique because he's young, but he has a lot of experience being a 4-year college player at a high level, big-time games. So I think he can bring a lot. You just got to get that opportunity a lot of the times. But his athleticism, I think it transfers into good defense.
Yeah.
I think he is becoming a better shooter. I was saying earlier, I think he could be like a Norm Powell type of person that off the bench that can impact the game athletically. You can play different positions on defense. So hopefully, but I think he is a guy that really can help if he gets that opportunity.
Real quick,
There's a
Sherm.
fit there. I mean, his age, his skill set, you know, the ability to run the floor, defend. There's a lot of good things that he brings to the table that can really fit around what the Raptors are trying to do.
Yeah.
And what you know is this organization will give you opportunities, and he's going to get that opportunity.
Yeah. All right, great stuff, guys. Appreciate you doing this, Jack. Looking sharp.
Jack,
in your
get well,
head.
man.
Yeah, Jack, get well.
Trying to get-
towards
He's a trooper.
I'm here, playing hurt.
Yeah, next game
We
for the
all
Raptors, Saturday versus the Cleveland
That's
Cavaliers.
tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. Tip-off goes at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. After the game, come on by Real Sports, be a part of the show. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.